Last year, after the season was over, after he got out coached by Spoelstra in the semifinals, okay, I sat there and I said, Tom Thibodeau has weighed out his welcome. He should not be here anymore. I think the Knicks need to move on. And I mentioned some coaches that they should look at. But this year, what Jalen Brunson has done, the trades that Leon Rose, and shout out to Leon Rose, he has been unbelievable for the New York Knicks. The Knicks have 6 first-round draft picks in the next 2 years. The Knicks are in very good shape. If they want to go into the offseason and go after a superstar, a Joel Embiid, whoever becomes available, a star becomes available, the Knicks could really take this to the next level. But this year, with OG Anunoby, Julius Randle actually figuring out that he is not the number 1 option. He's the number 2 option, and he's been more of a team player. And losing Mitchell Robinson and all these other guys, DiVincenzo has been dealing with injuries. Jalen Brunson's been dealing with injuries. Randall's been out for a significant amount of time. This team has played like a team. They traded Grimes, which everybody didn't expect them to do, and they give McBride a 3-year extension. He has been unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable for the New York Knicks. And I think it has a lot to do with coaching. You could say whatever you want about Tom Thibodeau. You can attack him. You could say that he doesn't fit in New York. Everything that he has done here, he's been for the New York Knicks. And he came from the New York Knicks organization. He played, he was a coach under Jeff Van Gundy. He was a part of the Doc Rivers Boston Celtics. He was a big part of that coaching staff, as he was really the defensive mastermind of that coaching staff. He has been as good of a coach this year as he's been anywhere else, even with Chicago. Oh, yeah. This team has been unbelievable. And everybody could say, well, the Knicks don't have a superstar, and every single team that the Knicks are matched up against, they don't have the best player on the court. I disagree. Jalen Brunson has turned into that superstar. He's averaging, 28 points a game? I mean, who would have thought that Jalen Brunson, who took a 4-year extension with the New York Knicks worth about $106 million, where everybody said, we've had so many writers come on this show and said that the Knicks overpaid him. And what he's turned out to be, it was an absolute steal. And again, everything Leon Rose has touched has turned to gold. Even the guys that he's drafted. The only one I would say that I look at, and I will say this, there were a couple of guys that really stood out to me that didn't work out for the New York Knicks. But again, I'm not even going to mention the names because I'm not going to throw him under the bus because I'm a big fan of him. And actually, I'm going to say it. Obi Toppin, okay, who went to the Pacers and has not been the player that everybody thought he was going to be as the fifth pick in the draft. But I will say this. What I've seen from the New York Knicks and this team, the growth of some of the youngsters that have been there. You look at all the guys. You look at Butler, what he turned out to be. Jimmy Butler being drafted. Look at even Rose. Look at what Rose became as a more of an offensive phenomenon, but we know what he was in Memphis, but he became more of a defensive-minded player. Not a great defensive player, but more defensive-minded. And Joakim Noah and all the different guys that he's had over there, that he's coached. If you look at the team and the talent that he has over there, these are all secondary players. I did not think the Knicks were going to be the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference. Maybe because some of the acquisitions that some of these teams have made. Look at what the Celtics did in the offseason. Look what Milwaukee did with Damian Lillard. I mean, even the 76ers, even losing Joel Embiid, Maxey has become a superstar. So who would have thought by trading R.J. Barrett and some of the pieces that they traded in that trade and bringing in OG Anunoby, how much he's changed this team, changed the demonstration of how bad and how much was needed for a corner guard that could defend multiple positions. And a guy that, he is a shutdown defender and a wing player. The Knicks for years have been trying to find that wing player that could defend multiple positions. Now they have it with OG Anunoby. The problem with OG is he can't stay healthy. But if the Knicks sit him out for the next 12 to 11 games, whatever they have left, going into the playoffs, the Knicks could be dangerous. And again, that says a lot about Tom Thibodeau and his coaching. How many different lineups has he had? Different changes in the starting lineups has he had all season long, and it's worked. That has a lot to do with coaching. That says a lot about who he is as a coach and a player's coach.